stall. How embarrassing. I stalled. What's up, everybody? How's it going? My second entry. Feel like a seasoned pro now. Not quite. It's a beautiful day down here by the beach. The weather is pretty awesome. I'm a bit hungover, but I couldn't help myself. I had to get out for a ride. It's just beautiful today. Couldn't be better. Southern California does certainly have its merits. Thought I'd give a ride down the beach and see what's going on. So boy, editing that first video, man, it's a lot of work. I've got a whole new respect for vloggers now. And I know I'll get quicker, and I'm just using Windows, Windows Movie Maker, which is a pretty elementary editing software. But man, it took hours to do that. So much respect to those vloggers out there, all the guys that inspired me to do this. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. It's fun. I noticed in the first vlog, my chin straps loose. Chin strap. I didn't do my chin strap. Okay, we're back. Chin strap connected. Right, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I noticed in the first video there was a fair amount of wind noise. It wasn't too bad, but I'd like to try to minimize the wind noise as much as I can. And I've noticed some of the vloggers out there, moto vloggers, I don't know, they have their mic set up so there's no wind noise. So I'd be curious, anybody that's watching this that has any tips on microphone placement, that'd be good. Right now I have it, I'm using the CNCycle backpack Bluetooth, which is great. There's no wire, you know, straight to, I can talk straight into it, which is wonderful, you know, no wire connection at all. It's pretty cool. And I've got the CNCycle SMH10, which means I get that high def connection on the voice. It's pretty cool. I noticed when I was testing it just in my house, not on the motorcycle, I just put my helmet on and tried, and I noticed that my voice was really quiet. I mean, everything was normal, the outside mic was normal, but my voice was just not coming through, even when I was yelling. And I called CNCycle and asked about it, and they said, well, did you update firmware? And I said, yeah. And they said, well, did you disconnect and reconnect all your Bluetooth, which I hadn't done. So I did that. And the next test I did was on the bike, and it seems to have worked. I thought the volume was all right. Anyway. Oh, I definitely had a few cocktails last night. Interesting thing. Right, so the topic I wanted to talk about today. I'm already like a maniac. I've only had this bike, my F800 GT, for, what, 6 months now? And I'm already looking at new bikes. I love this bike. This bike's great. It handles awesome, and I still kind of want to keep it for touring, any touring that I do, which I will do. And the handling, like I said, is just fantastic. But I will say, there are times off the line, like coming up right here, where I wish I had a little more power. Oh my God, look at the traffic for the beach to get in. It's not even worth it. It's crazy. Right, so what I was going to talk about. So I'm looking at another bike. And I don't know if I'm going to buy another bike now. It's probably going to be a while. Or I'm going to trade this one in. I have a bit of a sentimental attachment to this one already, so I have ideas of getting a second bike. It's months and months away, but I've narrowed it down to a couple, and I know I don't have too many, I'm new, so I don't have too many followers yet, but I wanted to get people's opinions. So I've decided to go, I think I'm going to go with the super naked class. It's different, it's unique, and they're basically retuned sport bikes, and they're just as fast. I don't foresee myself being a huge track guy, and I kind of like the idea of sitting upright as well. So I looked at some sport bikes, but you hear the complaints about the wrist and so forth, and I think I'd probably love that, but I don't know, the super naked class, especially in 2014, the offerings that this year has hold. Oh, what are you gonna do, buddy? Okay. Right, so, I looked at all of them. I've watched every comparison, every shootout comparison there is. And I've pretty much narrowed it down to two, and it's pretty consistently the three top rated ones pretty much in every video are the BMW S1000R, the Aprilia Tuono VR4, the 2014 now has anti-lock brakes, which is a requirement for me. That's just something I want. And then the KTM Super Duke 1290. I have narrowed it down to either the Aprilia or the BMW. And the answer is yes, I am a bit of a BMW fanboy. And I don't know. The thought of owning two BMW bikes, and my car is also a BMW, that seems a little ridiculous. It seems kind of absurd. Anyway, I've narrowed it down to the BMW S1000R and the Aprilia Tuono. They're both less expensive than the KTM. The KTM is a good $2 or $3 grand more. And also, I don't know what it is, and I seem to be the minority in this group, but I just don't like the way the KTM looks as much. I think the BMW and the Aprilia both look better. And like I said, I'm the minority in this. People love the KTM, and I haven't ridden it. But anyway, it's more money, and quite frankly, the BMW and I think the Aprilia offer more electronics and just more stuff, especially the BMW, just more gizmos for less. So I went and I test drove the Aprilia right before I started doing this, the vlog. I wish I would have started by then. I went and test rode the Aprilia. Holy shit. I mean, it is a whole nother level of power. I mean, I took off from the line on that thing, and it just, I yelped. I mean, a noise came out of me, just a reaction from the power. It is unbelievable. So I certainly fell in love with that. I have not ridden the BMW S1000R. I'm going to do that when I take this guy to get serviced. I'm going to see if I can get on a ride while I wait. So I'm sure the guys will probably get me to trade it in too. But anyway, I'm kind of leaning towards the Aprilia. I haven't ridden the BMW yet, but it's the V4, and man, it just sounds so unbelievable. It just sounds so good. And the inline 4, I just don't think it gets the noise that the Aprilia is going to get. And just the sound alone, never mind anything else, the sound alone is just incredible. I loved it, man. I didn't want to turn it back in. I took it out for about 2 hours. I wanted to take it home. I rode the 2013. So the 2014 on the Aprilia has got some upgrades. It's got a bigger tank. I think the gas tank is 8/10 of a 8/10 of a gallon bigger. The seating is a little more comfortable. I think the riding position is slightly less sporty. The big addition is the anti-lock brakes, and there's a couple of smaller things as well. So, I don't know. I'm pretty in love with that bike. It comes in black and white. I think I'm kind of leaning towards the white. So, yeah, there's that. And the BMW, like I said, I haven't ridden it yet. I love the way it looks. Some people think it's ugly. I think the front of it looks awesome. I think it looks like an alien. It looks cool. I love it. I love that it's kind of ugly. And I don't know. I love them both. I just love the way they both of them look. So I haven't really found a good comparison online of just those two being reviewed. I'd like to find one. I found them where they do a mix of other ones, but I would love just to see a comparison of just those two bikes. So anyway, I would love to get your opinions. Anybody that's ridden both, anybody that has an opinion. Oh, also, this is important. So the Aprilia is known as a gas guzzler. You know, that thing I've heard, it gets 25 miles to the gallon. The BMW, I think, is far better on gas. But here's the thing. I went and I did insurance quotes for both of those bikes. And I looked at both trading in this bike and having only that bike, or adding on both of those bikes with this bike. Surprisingly, much to my surprise, and I'm on Geico motorcycle insurance, the BMW was significantly more to insure than the Aprilia. Like $600 a year more. It was like 50 or 60% more than the Aprilia, which surprised me. I thought the Italian bike would be at least the same, if not more. What's going on here? I don't want to be a jerk to the cop, but man, come on. So whatever extra money I would be spending on gas on the Aprilia would be more than made up for in the insurance premium. I couldn't believe it. It was a lot more for the BMW than the Aprilia, which is just weird to me, because they cost the same, their capabilities are about the same, the engines are, well, you know, they're both liter bikes, they're both 1,000 cc's, one's an inline 4 and one's a V4, but I wouldn't think that would make much difference in the insurance. So that definitely won a couple of points towards the Aprilia from doing that. I was surprised. But anyway, I'd love to hear. I don't have many viewers yet, and I don't have too many people watching my videos yet, but if anybody does watch this that has any insight or that has ridden both of those bikes, I'd love to get your opinion. You know, I know the BMW is a bigger dealer network. The BMW has a better warranty as well. I think the Aprilia is 2 years, 24,000, and the BMW is 3 years, 36. So it's better. Maintenance on the BMW, I'm guessing, is probably less and cheaper. But you know, like I said, you buy a motorcycle. It's you buy a motorcycle. You know, it's a purchase with your heart, not your mind. So anyway, so chime in, leave a note in the comments. I'd be curious. I think overall I like the looks of the Aprilia a little bit better, but I like the BMW too. I kind of feel like a knob if I own 3 BMWs. I feel like, I'm kind of thinking if I traded this bike in, I would get the S1000R. But if I kept this bike, I'd buy the Aprilia, just so I had 2 different makes. I feel like such a nerd with 3 BMWs.